if you did hear about it yesterday, and if you did like the video yesterday, this story is about when I was in first grade. Okay, it's super cringy. Okay, so it's gonna start off really weird. It's kind of embarrassing, but there was this girl. She liked me a lot. All right, let's just say that. And alright, and her and my cousin, they live next door, so I was over playing at my cousin's house, and I'm like, alright, and she just comes over, and just feels like she has the right to go on the property. My cousin says it's alright, and I'm like, alright, if it's okay with him, it's fine with me. And so we were playing on a trampoline, alright, and we're not even the weird part yet. When my cousin said he had to go like the grocery store or some shit, it's getting really awkward about it too. She wanted to go check out my cousin's garage. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll show you. And, oh, my battery's low. Well, I'm just gonna keep going. So she just took me in the garage. Right? Not even, sounds weird. I was in first grade, so super insecure, didn't know what I was going to do. And she just randomly comes up to me and kisses me. Just like staring at her, and I'm like, huh. And she first of all didn't even do anything.
Combined arms.
And no idea what
Alpha
the fuck she was
team.
doing. She just got fucking undressed. I had no idea what this shit
Prepare
was.
for heavily armed vehicle combat.
Yeah, undressed. What are you doing? Yeah.
Enemy captured Zone C. You're in the lead. Zone C neutralized. Zone C secure. Enemy captured Zone B.
And first of all, one of my friends had a crush on her, so it was kind of unfair to him. I didn't know it.
Zone C lost.
I just thought that was the girl he liked.
Zone A
I was
secure.
fucking making out with her. No, I mean,
Zone C captured.
So, what I did after when we went to school was like, me and Aiden kissed. I'm like, why the hell would you tell them that? And my teacher said,
Zone A lost. Enemy captured Zone A.
sorry about that. Technical difficulties. My goddamn other mic fucking shut down on me and it won't turn on. So I found my second mic. And, yeah. So, and the other mic was goddamn turtle fucking beaches. And, this pair is like just a pair of fucking Samsung headphones. So, sorry if you can't hear me as well. But yeah, super cringy story, and like a week after, he was gone the day that he said I kissed her, but and it was just fucking super cringy. He's like, yeah, I like Daylin, and I'm like, why? Didn't you know I just kissed her? And he's like, no. I'm like, well, I fucking kissed her. So, and my other microphone broke for a moment, so I fixed that. Sorry, it's just my mics are pretty bad. And like I was saying, super fucking cringy. You didn't know Daylin kissed me. I didn't really kiss her, she more kissed me because fucking she just got naked and I'm like, the fuck? And it was just super fucking awkward. Just gonna say that first. That's, if you hear that in the background, that's my grandma's dog. I'm watching him. And it was just one of the most awkward moments of my goddamn life, because we were just walking, me, my friend Tyler, and my friend Chris. We're not really friends anymore, sorry about that, Chris, but he was kind of really distant, I'm just gonna say that, but now he's like in some different city and we lost connection, and yeah, and he just said, yeah, I like this girl, I actually have dreams of like having sex with her. And I'm like, what? What's that? Because, you know, I was still pretty young, okay? I was like in first grade, and so he explained it to me, and I'm like, my whole childhood has been ruined. And well, not completely ruined, but like fucking like you just made it a bit worse. You know, because I got a lot in trouble from that. I'm not gonna explain. I'm gonna explain that in another story, probably when I'm a lot older though. It's gonna take balls to get rid of that story. But yeah, it was just super awkward. He was like, yeah, I like this girl, and I'm like, why? And he's like, well, she's short. First of all, she's like really, really short. I don't have anything against short people, but like, she was half my size. Let's just say that. And I don't even know how she kissed me. I was really tall at the time for my age. And so I explained to him what happened. Just super fucking awkward. He's just staring at me. He's like, you saw her naked? And I'm like, yeah, basically that's the sum of it. And like his jaw just fucking dropped. And it looked like he was super jealous. I don't know why he would be. Cause, well, right now she's still kind of a bit pervy on me, but she doesn't go to my school anymore, but she texts me every now and then for some reason. But yeah, Daylin, if you do see this video at some point in time, I am sorry. But yeah, you were kind of a big pervert. especially towards me. I don't know, I was just like one of the funniest kids in my grade, and was one of the hotter ones. Well, I'm not saying I'm hot, but I was one of the hottest kids in my grade. It's like the second or the first. And it was the funniest too. Everybody laughed when I said something, even if it wasn't funny. Like, this is like a side story. My first grade teacher was fucking like reading a book, and she showed me a fucking picture. It was like Judy B. Jones or some shit, alright? And she showed me a fucking picture, like with her a straw hat or some shit, and I'm like, she looks ugly. And my fucking teacher is like, Aiden. I'm like, what? And like, don't say that. And like, she's not a real person. It's like, still, don't judge other people's artwork. I'm like, it's not a real fucking person. I didn't say that because I was like in first grade and shit, but yeah, my teacher was, well, me and her are like really good friends like right now. We're not like best friends, but we're tight. The other thing is, when we were in first grade, I was super sarcastic and had lots and tons of sarcasm. So I used mostly against teachers. I just like fucking roll my eyes every time they'd say something to me. Even if it was like a comment, I would just like roll my fucking eyes. And I guess I was pretty mean to them though, but you know, who gives a shit? They're fucking teachers. Teachers have feelings too, though. You know. Oh, here's another story. Well, this is when a Daylin girl fucking left my school. It's like the beginning of 4th grade. And there was this teacher. Her name was, well, I'm not gonna give that out because I would have to say her last name, and I'm not gonna fucking do that. It's just fucking mean. But I'm just gonna call her Miss M for now. All right. So Miss M, I'm gonna say, was one of my favorite teachers of all time. If you're trying to guess why, you're never gonna, because it was because she always bribed me. Always would bribe me. Alright? The thing she bribed me with, this is gonna sound fucking ridiculous, but they were goddamn Pokemon cards. Alright? And, may sound pretty stupid, but I fucking collected the shit out of Pokemon cards. Alright? And, so if I did my homework, since, well, I still am today, I'm kind of a slack, well, in 6th grade and below, I was a fucking slacker, right? I never do fucking homework. And, the thing I would never do most of would be like fucking social studies or math or language arts. So, like, the only shit I would do is like science and sometimes social studies if I felt like it, or focusing on World War II because that's my favorite topic. But yeah, so let's just say I never turned my fucking homework in, alright? Which I do now more than I did before. So what would happen is, like, she would each week give me one Pokemon card for each assignment I finished. I'm like, she must be spending quite a bit of money on this because there are some pretty fucking expensive Pokemon cards in there, I'm not gonna lie. I even saw one that was like worth $30 in there. She was fucking like always buying me Pokemon cards, but if I didn't finish the assignment, she wouldn't take one away because, you know, that'd be my property now as soon as I get it. But what she would do it should subtract the Pokemon card that I would get. Alright? Yeah, it should just like fucking subtract my Pokemon cards. It really pissed me off, so what I'd always do is actually fucking get my homework done. Well, get your homework done. Because that's just actually important. I'm not gonna lie, it's important. But yeah, what I would fucking do most of the time is I would just fucking say it. Alright, so what I would do most of the time is I would just fucking actually do my homework. And I know this is gonna sound bad, but I would sometimes ask my friends to do my homework for me if I was like extremely busy. I know, like, oh, what the fuck? Alright, even if I was like extremely fucking busy, I wouldn't be able to do it. So sometimes in secret, my friends would do my homework for me. But what I would do is they would write down the answers on this piece of paper, and I would write it down at the very beginning of school, because you know you have breakfast, and I'd use that time to my advantage. And let me just say, I was really insecure, and you know, I was hitting puberty at that time. I know it sounds a bit too early, but I was. And it just struck me like hell, man. I would fucking mess the hell out. Like, if I missed one fucking Pokemon card, I would just fucking lose it. Like, as soon as I got home, I fucking crinkle up the homework assignments I fucking finished and my tests, and I would just fucking throw them in the garbage. And I would just be so pissed, dude. I don't know if you guys would ever have that like feeling, but it feels like I failed every single fucking time. Like I would not pass that grade at that time. Alright? Let's just say that. Oh shit. And just so you know, yes, I am not fucking editing this shit. So, well, sometimes I edit, but this is live gameplay too. And, sorry if I get focused too much in the game. Sometimes I'll probably just have one of my friends playing and I'll be talking. And, so, back to, like, the main fucking story. Back in first grade. Well, no, let's go to second grade, actually. There's this fucking new girl that was gonna be coming. I didn't see her yet. And I'm like, ooh, I hope she's hot. And, Daylin, let's say Daylin, just went like, oh, so you think it's a girl that she's gonna be hot? And I'm like, maybe. And she's like, well, that's sexist. You're sexist. Why don't you like me? I'm like, well, why would I? You're not my girlfriend or anything. Even though we did make out one time. But yeah. I was just like all fucking confused. And, oh, sorry about that. That's it. If you guys actually hear that in the background of any of my gameplays or stories, that's my heater. But yeah, in second grade, new girl shows up, not even close to it, and she didn't even like me either. She was more interested in other people, like my friend Jaden, for some reason. Well, we weren't really friends at the time, but we were kind of friends. And I one time looked at her journal, and it said, people I like. And then there's another half of the page that says, people that are okay. And I I saw that like in her fucking people I like, fucking Jaden all the way at the top with a lot of exclamation marks and a lot of like emphasis on that, and fucking right next to that was a girl I fucking loved / hated me, Daylin. Kind of like underlined in that shit, but not as much as Jaden's. But and then people that I don't like all the way at the fucking bottom. And I was the only person there, and I'm like, the fuck. Well, at least I don't need to put up with that shit because I don't want to be mean, guys, but she was pretty goddamn ugly. I'm just gonna say that. Like, no, like, she's nice and all, but I wouldn't just be able to stand that. Like, she has this thing, like, her face is nice, and her whole, well, herself is all nice, but the faces she fucking makes and does to herself, like, the fucking makeup she puts on, it messes her face up, and the fucking faces she makes, it's just so weird. And I had a stepsister at like that time, and they were like fucking best friends. So she had come in my house and fucking like take my stuff, none of theirs, but just fucking my stuff, which was really expensive actually, because out of my family I get the most expensive stuff. I don't get like many stuff, but I get expensive. So let's say like my sister gets like thousands of like Squinkies or some shit, and I'll get like one PS4. Alright, so I would say like we're pretty even. Like she gets like she's younger than me, so like this Christmas, or last Christmas I meant, she got a fucking laptop right away when she first opened it. It was a white one, small one too, like a Chromebook size. And I get a fucking huge ass laptop, fucking navy blue and shit. Alright, and let's just say that she actually loved her laptop, and she was really happy with the size because she doesn't like big computers like mine, and you have to carry it in gigantic cases. Alright, and so what she always did was like fucking watch All for Tube Kids, you know, and I fucking hate them. Alright, I'm a hater, okay, on them, all over them. I'm just hate. I'm like, these people are shitty, they are fake. Like, well, which is kind of true, by the way. How is there fucking, my sister's like, there's 3 different clowns, and I'm like, no, it's all fucking one person dressed up as multiple clowns. Why would a clown fucking attack them every day, and somehow they fucking record it? Alright, and they doing that Ouija board shit, and like Charlie, I think that's all also fake except the Ouija board. I think what they do with the Ouija board is fake, but Ouija board itself to me is not fake. I believe in ghosts and shit. Alright, I do. I believe in aliens. I don't believe in Bigfoot though. That's the only extraterrestrial thing I do not believe in. Alright, so going back to second grade, she just fucking doesn't like me playing out. And fucking next year, I have a birthday party. I only didn't invite like 3 fucking people because my mom said only like some of the class could come. And so she was one of the people I didn't invite because she even put it on her notebook, people I don't like, and I'm the only one there. I'm like, she doesn't even deserve to be on there. Alright. And soccer ball. So she just after my birthday party, alright, we go roller skating, and so yeah, we just have a bunch of friends. We go roller skating and we go bowling. I have this one friend sat right next to a girl that I liked. I was just fucking like, I was just fucking cringing so hard. We were all just like laying in the middle of the bowling alley, Hi, Kyles. We were just all laying in the fucking middle of the bowling alley. I was just fucking, like, cringing as shit. Because, you know, I was sitting next to a girl I like, and the guy who's just fucking looks like he was about to steal my girl. Well, not my girl, but, looks like he's about to take her away. And, I was just fucking cringing all over the place. Alright? And, I was pretty crabby that day, too. And, yeah. So, I'm thinking who all was invited, and the people I didn't invite. So, there are 3 people I didn't invite. That was... Alright, I'm actually gonna say a real name, because there's probably quite a few people with the name of this. Not a lot, but a few people. Her name was Autumn. Okay? Automatically, when I think of Autumn, I don't think too pretty. But she was a bit pretty, but, also not that much. And, like, the stuff she would just do to herself, that all I think is, when I see her, the stuff she does to herself. And, which is pretty weird, too. She made her own fucking coat out of, like, a bunch of spare cloth she found. And I'm like, what the fuck are you wearing? And she's like, it's art. And I'm like, that's not fucking art. That's just a bunch of brown, red, and maroon, and a bunch of fucking, like, mix of colors. Like, very ugly colors, I'm gonna say that. Alright? That just did not make her appeal to me, like, her appearance. I'm not saying that you should judge people on their appearance, but that's kind of just life right there, hitting you in the face. People judge you, okay? I'm a judger. And, yeah, I judge people. I don't like to judge people. I just feel like the need I have to. Like, nah, that came out wrong. I feel like I don't have to. Like, I just feel like I need to do it. It's not that I get fucking bullied at before. Well, I have once. I was fucking, like, in 5th grade. And, this one girl who was in, like, fucking 8th grade fucking, like, shoves me in the road. And she's, like, really fucking bulky, too. And, yeah, she's just fucking bulky as shit. Shoves me in the fucking road when the bus is coming. And if my cousin, Craig, alright, we're not related by blood, but, by, like, marriage or some shit, I don't know, he just fucking saves my ass and pulls me out of the road. And I just feel like beating her ass so fucking bad. But you know what I do? I just, like, fucking sit down and I'm like, let's see how this day turns out, and I might not feel like it. And it gets even worse. Me and my friend Craig, well, cousin Craig, were fucking dancing on the bus. We were just, like, fucking, just partying back there, just dancing. And she's like, look, Aiden's a fucking stripper, you whore. I'm like, the fuck? I've only dated one person in my whole entire life. We broke up, but I've never cheated on anybody. Okay? So, what does that have to do with dancing? And first of all, I'm not on a fucking pole or lap dancing anybody. Okay? If I was, I would probably be very emphasizing my ass shaking, okay? I'm just weird that way, alright? And, so, I fucking called her out, and I'm like, are you seriously that much of a dumbass? And she's like, why? And she's like, you're fucking dancing right now, and you're fucking not even wearing anything to cover your belly. And, well, not her belly, or, some of her, like, fucking really high, like, really short shorts. And it almost looked like a fucking bikini bottom on her. And I'm gonna say,
did not look good on her, alright? Like, well, I don't really think they look good on anybody, actually. I don't really like them. And I'm like, you look like you've been some places. Looks like you've seen some things. But I'm not talking about a dick because you never get any. And she just fucking jaw dropped. And she tried thinking of a comeback. And she's like, well, your mom can't get any dick. I'm like, how was I born then? And she's like, you were fucking adopted. And I'm like, if I was, I would have been told that already. You know why? Because my mom's not a hussy like yours. And everybody just fucking owed, like, oh, and that shit. And, I just feel like I was, like, some kind of new fucking, like, boss or some shit. Like, I was, like, well, let's just say it, one of the most gangster kids on that bus. And a lot of the high school people accepted me. And I'll have another story about that in 6th grade. But, yeah, a lot of them fucking accepted me, and they're like, dude, I can't believe you stuck up to her like that. She's like one of the toughest girls ever. I'm like, well, she's a bitch that needs to be put in her place. And she bullies a lot of people, including, like, 5-year-old fucking kids. Okay, and I'm like, she kind of fucking deserved it. And I'm not saying, like, people who bully each other at their own age, I wouldn't really call that bullying. I would call the victim, put in emphasis. If you saw my fingers right now, I'm doing, like, quote symbols. The victim would be just, very, very sensitive bitch. Or, he just has, like, mental issues or something. Which I don't have a problem with, but, yeah. And I have a story about, what I heard, like, all fucking day today, from a mental kid. It was funny because everybody thinks it's funny, even himself. He doesn't do it on purpose. He just has this thing where he speaks out what's on his mind. Okay? And, he's, like, in 7th grade, and, he acts like he's in, like, 3rd or 2nd grade, maybe even kindergarten. Alright? So, it's a pretty funny combination. And, he said something funny but a bit racist this morning. So he was doing, like, a project with a few other kids. And, of course he wasn't taking it seriously. And, he was like, I don't want to talk. And he was doing a presentation. And, I just thought it was funny as shit when he was like, when these people are like, what's your cat's name? Just trying to get him to get into it. And I'm like, that's a good idea. But, he's like, Lola. And I'm like, oh, wow, this isn't going to turn out too good, is it? And he's like, alright, well, can you please, tell us what's on your slide? Because they're, like, doing Google Slides and shit. And, he's like, no, I don't want to talk about, the brown people that would touch me when I go to that country. And I'm like, what? And he wasn't even doing Africa or whatever. He was doing, like, what fucking country? I forgot. Goddamn. What fucking country is it? There was Ukraine today. But that wasn't. I think it was, China, that was it. Wait, no. Yeah, it was China. And he was like, yeah, I don't want the brown people to touch me. And I'm like, oh shit. And I was just, like, covering my mouth with my hand and kind of, like, smiling and chuckling at the same time. You guys might be like, how is that fucking funny? And I'm like, Like, dude, you gotta admit, if you saw it in the voice he did it with, it's pretty fucking goddamn funny. And, it was just funny as shit. And he was just, like, saying weird shit all day. And, one of the things he said, like, during that lunch, he said, like, well, he was just being really annoying at lunch, but it was kind of funny at the same time. Cousin too. So he walked up to me. He saw me in the lunch line, and he was like, "Excuse me, can I come over here?" He was trying to cut in the lunch line. I'm like, "No, Jesse, no cutting." And I said, well, he said, "Can I stand here, friend?" And I'm like, "No, Jesse, no cutting." And I thought I wasn't your friend anymore, because he said at one time to me, straight to my face, "You're not my friend anymore." I'm like, "When did we establish that we were really good friends?" And he didn't even hear me because he just walked away. Just fucking walked away, like stormed out and shit. And I'm like, "Okay." And he just fucking heard me, and he came back and he was like, "Shut up!" And I'm like, "Alright." And he's like, "I said shut up!" And he was just fucking like angry as shit now. I didn't even know why. And he was just super fucking pissed. And here's like trying to think what he said completely. He said like something along the lines like, "I want to kill you," like before that. But he didn't say that to me. He was like he was like playing Angry Birds or something. It was like something with Newton's laws of motion. We were doing like a fun project in science or shit today. And he's like, "I want to kill you," right in the middle of the class, and he yelled it. And he was just like the fucking like the egg pooper shit bird. And he just like said that. He was like, "I'm gonna kill you, you fucking piggies." He didn't say fucking, because you know he's never heard a swear word before. Even if he did, he would be like, "That's a bad word." And or he'd just be like, "Oh, is that a word?" He'd probably just say it over like, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck." And I'm like, "Oh shit." And but yeah, he yelled that out loud, and I'm like, "Oh, what the hell's going on?" I just fucking look at his screen, and he's like, "I'll kill you." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God. He's not gonna try to kill any of us." Oh, like, why would I even do that in the first place? I just fucking overreacted. So, what, he did after that was he's like, "Bad piggies!" And just saying that, like, over and over. You know, that game called, like, Bad Piggies and that shit? Well, if you don't, it's like opposite of Angry Birds. It's like you fucking build like these cool machines or whatever, cool or whatever the fuck you need to do. And you build a machine and you need to get to like the finish line. It's like, I guess it's like a test for stealing eggs, and there's somewhere you actually steal the eggs. And there's some birds and some. But he was playing that too, and he was just fucking yelling out shit about Angry Birds all fucking day, and yeah. I know there's one more story I want to tell you guys. Oh no, there's some stuff I wanted to tell you about Dalen. She is not a whore. She's actually a real nice person, if you got to know her a little. But, she was just horny as shit, let's just say that. You know, everybody gets horny once in a while. You know, you can't stop that. And, like, what the fuck is this talk turning into? Is it talking into, like, a sex session? And no, it is not. But you know, it's nice to talk about that stuff once in a while, because you know, who would you fucking talk to? Your dad or some shit about this? And I'm like, nope. Cause oh, continuation of that. My mom found out that I was making out with Dalen. That I was, because my fucking cousin snitched on me. Total nice, by the way. He fucking snitched on me. I got so fucking pissed. But my mom used that against me. And she said, well, if you don't give your dad a hug, I'm gonna tell him what you did with Dalen. And I'm like, oh shit. So I fucking gave him a hug. I'm like, you better not tell him. And she's like, I won't, as long as you fucking behave. I'm like, okay. And I was just so fucking pissed. I don't know why I was really pissed, but I was. I don't know how that could have got up there. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the stories. I just wanna, if you guys want, oh, that's, oh, it almost looks like you could go beyond this wall. Maybe you can. Oh, one other thing, Dalen, she may have been short, but she was hot. Alright? And Vinny, my friend, see this? Can you tell anybody? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Because my friend Vinny might be watching this at any time, and that'd just be super fucking embarrassing, because one of her best friends that still texts her and still goes to my school, alright? And yeah, I'm at risk of danger with this story. And I'm telling one of my friends about his channel fucking next week at school. But hope it doesn't affect me or him. And I hope you all had a very good day. Bye.